everyone, this is Jay from Premier Gaming Entertainment, here to give to you my takeaways and analysis video for the game this week versus Northwestern. Before I get started, if you can, please leave a like on the video as it definitely helps out the channel. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know how you felt about the game. Are you shocked about the results? Is it exactly where you thought it would be? Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section below. And if you enjoy my content and want to see more, definitely subscribe to the channel. So I will honestly say that I am thoroughly and happily surprised at the end result of the game. This went above and beyond anything that I thought would have happened for this week's game. I think my prediction was like 17-9, and obviously on the offensive end, Michigan thoroughly exceeded that, and also exceeded that on the defensive end. So I was definitely not expecting anything even remotely close to this. Now, don't get me wrong, this is Northwestern, so you can take that with a grain of salt. I understand they're not a great team, but we haven't been a great team all year. And this by far was our best effort from start to finish and on all levels. Every single aspect of our team looked the part this week. And, typically it's not the norm coming off of a bye. But this actually looked like a team that came out prepared. This looked like a team that just was, knew that they had a lot on the line and played with the most amount of heart that I've seen this team play with all season long. And I know a lot of people are saying that they shot their shot and blew their load 1 week early, and that's probably the case. But it's good that we got to see this team actually look half decent for once for the whole entire season. We actually saw the starters come out and the backups come in, which is the first time that that's happened all year. Even against the teams that we're supposed to blow out, this didn't happen. So I'm happy to see that happen. Offensively, this was by far our best effort that I've seen all year. For the first time, we're seeing wide receivers actually get open. We actually, in a long while, decided to let Khalil Mullings run the football. And when he did, look what happened. So that was a great surprise. We saw a lot more creativity in the play calling this week. And people are saying, I'm reading, I don't know the truth about it, but that Sharon Moore had more input on the actual offense and the play calling and the preparation for the play calling for this week. So if that's the case, I would believe it because it seemed more evident in this week's prep for that. And one thing I noticed about Michigan, and this has happened pretty much the whole season. So, my honest opinion is they seem to be much better playing offense when they don't have to think about things. So what do you mean by that? What I mean by that is starting off the game when they're running their scripted, typically your first series are a bunch of scripted plays. And typically the first drives of all of our games look impressive. And the first drive of the second half usually looks good and impressive. And that's usually scripted as well. And it seems like at the end of halves, when it's like a 2 minute drill and we're rushing to score, and you know we're doing all that, we look good. But it's the play calling in between that which is suspect as hell. So it's almost like you almost wish that they just did the 2 minute drill or had scripted plays throughout the whole game, because when they actually have to think about the plays and call plays based off of situations, that's when they get vanilla. That's when they play scared. That's when the play calling goes to hell. I don't know what that is, but hopefully that can be addressed. We got 1 week left. Obviously, the biggest week of the year. I would love to see this team upset Ohio and put a huge damper on their playoffs. I mean, at this point in time, they're in. I mean, they beat Indiana, beat the brakes off of Indiana. I feel bad. To be honest with you, Michigan did not do Indiana any favors with what they did to them last week. I know that, obviously we're trying to win just as much as they're trying to win. But I felt as though that second half of that Indiana game last week really, really, was material for Ohio State to use against Indiana and really expose them. I almost feel like we returned the favor to Indiana, like Indiana did to us before we played Ohio State. Was it 2018 or 2019? One of those 2 years where they just killed us with those crossing patterns. I think that was 2018. And Ohio and up until that point, I thought our defense was stout. We were ready. This was going to be the year. And then we got killed. And it looked like Ohio State took everything that Indiana did to us in the second half of that game, used that against us in the game, and killed us. And I feel as though that's what happened in Indiana. After they played us, Ohio State used the blueprint of what we did to them in the second half to kill them. So, but that's for another week. I still want to talk about this game. Defensively, this was by far our best defensive effort of the year. Like I said, I know this is Northwestern. They're not exactly a world beater on offense. But, up until this point, Indiana had like a top-notch offense. And look what we did to them, especially in the second half. So it seems as though Michigan, despite the injuries, has figured some things out on defense. Wink is finally, I guess, figured things out, realized that you don't have to put your guys on islands to get the job done. Our front is doing the job all on its own. And if you can get the pressure with the front four, you can drop everyone back into coverage and cover that way. A few plays that we got to tighten up. Obviously, those third and longs, we gave up a couple of them, But overall, the defense played stellar. I think they only gave up like 113 yards and negative yards in the rushing department. So hats off to that. Hopefully we get our two starting corners back for the Ohio State game, because we're definitely going to need them. We need all hands on deck, obviously. Special teams this week definitely was our best week on special teams. Zavada, obviously to me MVP of the whole team. The guy he doesn't miss, doesn't matter from where. Another 56-yard bomb. He probably could have hit it from 65. Jordan Marshall, good to see him healthy. Amazing kickoff return that set up the last touchdown. So, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Uh, Davis Warren played a relatively good game, very efficient, made some plays, throwing the football, looked sharp in some instances, and then in others, like on the interception, you just you just scratch your head. But he's played ever since they've inserted him back in the lineup. He's played good. He's cutting down on the mistakes. He's not trying to force the football. He's making plays with his feet, scrambling. He's got to work on stepping up in the pocket. That's one thing that he definitely has to work on. It's like when he got sacked, he actually stepped up into the defender and got sacked. So he's got to work on that, and maybe sometimes work on scrambling. But he does a good job of moving around, throwing on the run, almost JJ-esque. I'm not going to call him JJ, obviously, but he does have that ability to throw on the run and extend plays, which is impressive. So, like I said, this was a very, very inspiring football game from start to finish. Best game that they played all year. Maybe it's because of the news of Bryce Underwood. I don't know. He was definitely in the house. Shout out to the LSU media and blog guys that, probably think this was the first time that Bryce was in Michigan Stadium since last year, which is hilarious. But maybe that's what it was. Maybe they were motivated to put on a show for for Bryce and all the future recruits. That's exciting times. I don't like to cover recruiting because it usually pisses me off. But if everything holds the way it is and some of the other things come through like is predicted, Michigan football is looking very, very dangerous for the future. And I'm looking forward to next week. Just like the Indiana game, I'm not expecting us to win, but I want us to at least be competitive. I don't need for us to go in there and just get absolutely curb stomped. I want us to play as well as we played in this game. I want Ohio State to earn that victory if they do beat us. I don't want it to be that they're playing their four-string guys and talking crap and running up the score on us and all that stuff. Don't want to see that happen. I want to see them sweat bullets. I want to see them earn what they have to earn. I want them to lose. I mean, obviously. But if they're not going to lose, I want them to earn the victory. So, I'm happy we're going to the bowl game. Excited about that. It gives us an opportunity to get all those extra practices in. Word is that Bryce is going to enroll early and obviously be taking part in all those practices. So sky's the limit. We just have to wait and see how things go. But very exciting times, and I'm happy for the end result. So anyways, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, as I mentioned before, please leave a like on the video as it definitely helps the channel. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Leave me a go blue if you made it this far. And if you enjoy my content, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. Anyways, thank you for watching. And as always, go blue.